Welcome to Quantumly Kinky with Veda, where we talk about sex, Chinese medicine, and character development for the multidimensional you.
Episode 14, Orgasm as Frequency Medicine, Part 2 of our Sex is Tech series. Welcome back, you beautiful transmitter. This is Quantumly Kinky, and I am your host, SarahVeda. You've just stepped into a whole new kind of power portal. A 6-part series that I'm calling Sex is Tech. Because what if your body wasn't just erotic, it was programmable? What if orgasm wasn't the finish line, but the upload? And what if your arousal was actually a data stream from your multi-dimensional self? Well, this series is here to show us how pleasure is a practical code. A code that we use daily. It's not just personal. It's energetic, structural, and even cosmic. And when we understand this, we can start using it daily to recalibrate our emotional field using the quantum currents of pleasure. We can activate our Jing, our sexual essence, and harmonize our meridians for daily vitality and erotic charge. We can deepen resonance with our partner through energetic syncing, not just surface intimacy. We can even use orgasm as a broadcast signal to shape our timeline and seed our intention into the field. We can also dissolve stuck chi and trauma imprints stored in our nervous system through sensual frequency work. And we can restore our natural erotic blueprint, free from shame, full of spirit, and rooted in the Tao. So you see, we're blending ancient temple rites with cutting edge, energetic technology. All the way from Egyptian sex magic to Mayan frequency codes, from somatic kink to radionics and Daoist vitality, we're going to be mapping the deep architecture of our erotic energy. Because technology is frequency made functional. It takes vibration, like sound, light, thought, and turns it into a usable form. Well, guess what? Your body does the exact same thing. Your orgasm, that's a broadcast of frequency codes, data imprinted with your desire. Radionics uses intention and frequency to shift reality. Chinese medicine reads your body's energy through pulse and meridians. Daoist sexual alchemy, well, that refines your essence into spiritual tech. Pleasure is the program here. Orgasm is the upload. And you are the transmitter. Take a deep breath with me. So now that you've just entered Episode 2 of our Sex is Tech series, this one is for those of you who know deep down that orgasm is so much more than release. It's revelation. It's resonance. It's spell work coded into sensation. We're talking about orgasm not just as climax, but as a transmission, a radionic signal, a bioenergetic upload. Because every time your body pulses with pleasure, you are broadcasting. The question is, what are you sending? So part 2 today, we'll have 4 segments, and this includes what's happening biologically when we orgasm, male and female frequencies, even a little sacred orgasm history, and how erotic carrier waves can be used to magnify and mobilize our intentions, and then putting this all together and how we can use erotic technology to change our life. So let's get started. Segment 1. What happens in the body and brain at orgasm? Well, let's start with the physiology first. When you climax, you enter a heightened neurochemical state. Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, all of these endorphins, they surge through your bloodstream. But beyond just chemistry, something deeper shifts. Dr. Berry, a professor of neuroscience at Rutgers, used fMRI technology to show that over 30 areas of the brain light up during orgasm, including those linked to emotion, memory, and sensory integration. That's like the biggest non-pathological activation of the brain. So, translation, our body isn't just sexually peaking. It's actually becoming hyper-receptive, hyper-intelligent even. So now let's talk about brain waves. Our orgasm climax shifts our state from beta, which is our normal thinking mind, into theta and sometimes gamma. Theta is associated with deep meditation, hypnosis, and dream states. Think hypnotica erotica here. Gamma is linked to mystical experiences and expanded consciousness. So according to these EEG studies, these states open access to the subconscious mind, the place where our beliefs are stored and reprogrammed. So this is exactly why the ancient temples didn't just see orgasm as pleasure. They knew it as technology, a state where you could access your subconscious mind and reprogram your beliefs. Segment 2. Let's talk a little bit about orgasm tech, male versus female frequencies. In the realm of sex as technology, orgasm is not just release. It's actually a transmission event. And for men and women, that transmission functions differently, but equally as powerful. For women, orgasm is like a field amplifier. She opens, she receives, she expands. Her climax floods the body with oxytocin and endorphins, opening up theta brainwaves and turning her into a living broadcast tower. Her orgasm doesn't just send a signal, it charges the entire energetic grid around her. This is why in the tech of sex, the feminine orgasm is a magnet, a portal, a rewiring pulse, perfect for manifestation, healing, and emotional programming. And for men, orgasm is much more like a coded emission, a focused signal sent with intensity and speed. In Daoist terms, ejaculation transmits Jing, or your life force, and with it, the energetic imprint of whatever intention, emotion, or frequency he's holding in that moment. So if unconscious, it's actually a leak. But if directed, it's a bioelectric upload. So the male orgasm is the carrier wave. It sends. The female orgasm is the field enhancer. It expands. And together, they create a closed loop system, an erotic current with the power to reprogram your body, your beliefs, and your reality. You see, this is not just sex. This is a multi-dimensional interface. This is orgasm as technology. And this is orgasm as neuroelectric activations. It's like where Shen touches Jing and you broadcast intention into the field. That's like your spirit touching your sexual essence. It's a bio-spiritual data surge. And your whole system, it becomes both hardware and spell. So let's get into segment 3 now, the sacred history of orgasmic spell work. Long before orgasm was privatized and pathologized, it was revered as a direct dial to the divine. In the mystery schools of ancient Egypt, initiates were taught that sexual union wasn't just pleasure, it was power. Isis, the mistress of magic, used her erotic gifts not just to resurrect Osiris, but to conceive the divine child Horus through an act of spell-laced arousal. In those temples, climax wasn't the end, it was the ignition of manifestation. Across the ocean, the Mayans encoded sexual cosmology into their calendar systems and ceremonial architecture. Temples like Chichen Itza that I just went to weren't just aligned with the stars, they were attuned to the body's sacred rhythms. Fertility rites, blood rituals, and sensual trances were used to commune with celestial beings and reshape timelines. To the Maya, sexual energy was time technology. And then there were the courtesans, keepers of the sensual arts, bridging eroticism with poetry, prophecy, and politics. From the geisha houses of Kyoto to the salons of Renaissance Europe, They weren't just companions, they were conduits. Their pleasure actually informed the field. Their presence recalibrated the frequency. As Lane Redman wrote in When the Drummers Were Women, the earliest religious rites were not centered on death and resurrection, but instead on the rhythmic pulses of orgasm, menstruation, and creation. And that rhythm she's talking about, that code, that technology, it is still in us. Modern mystics seem to echo the same truth. Orgasm is not a metaphor, it's transmission. Carolyn Myss, author of Anatomy of the Spirit, reminds us, your biography becomes your biology. So what you believe, what you feel, what you charge with erotic energy gets etched into your field. So when you climax, your biofield is wide open. The question is, what are you broadcasting into the cosmos? Take a deep breath with me. Segment 4, orgasm as a carrier wave for intention. So let's bring it to the now. Orgasm, we know, is not just a release, it's a carrier wave. Orgasm is a sacred Wi-Fi signal beaming your internal frequency out into the energetic grid. Whatever state you're embodying at the peak of your pleasure, whatever belief is humming beneath your skin, well, that's exactly what gets transmitted through your biofield, the electromagnetic cloud of energy that surrounds and interpenetrates your entire body. In Western science, we know this as the electromagnetic field, and it's measurable by tools like EKGs and EEGs. But in Daoist alchemy, this is your Wei Qi. It's your protective, radiant field that surrounds you. A subtle yet powerful force that communicates your inner landscape to the external world. When your body is in orgasm, your Wei Qi is expanding and opening. The gates between you and the cosmos thin. Your breath becomes wind. Your moan becomes mantra. Your energy becomes signal. As Dr. Valerie Hunt, pioneer in biofield research, discovered, emotionally charged thoughts alter the vibrational field instantly. So if you climax while stuck in fear, guilt, or fragmentation, your field imprints that distortion. But if you climax while pulsing love, confidence, clarity, or deep presence, that becomes your new code. From a Daoist perspective, this is heaven and earth meeting in the body. The orgasm bridges Shen, or your spirit, with Jing, your essence, and it's guided by the breath, Qi, the messenger between the two. Intention, when held with erotic charge, becomes ritual. Your body becomes the altar, your orgasm, the incense, your belief, the spell. So this is the formula. Neuroplasticity plus somatic intention equals erotic spellcasting. One more time. Neuroplasticity plus somatic intention with your body equals erotic spellcasting. You're not leaking power. You are broadcasting sovereignty. You are not escaping reality. You are reprogramming it from the inside out. This is why in ancient Daoist lovemaking practices, partners would often use slow, intentional cultivation to circulate orgasmic energy, raising it through the microcosmic orbit, using the climax not as an endpoint, but a transmission event, like an internal sunrise that nourished all organs and seeded intentions into the subtle body. Because orgasm is not just an explosion. Orgasm is a directional charge. And that's why we say orgasm is not the end. It's the energetic send. So what are you sending? Segment 5, arousal plus intention equals erotic technology. This is our formula, how to use orgasm to transmit a new reality. So step 1, tune the signal. Begin in stillness. Feel what your body is already broadcasting, whether that's fear, excitement, longing, curiosity, desire. Now choose your new frequency. Name it aloud, not just a sentence, but rather a sigil in sound. This is your vibrational anchor, your biospell. So an example would be something like, I root my erotic power in truth and trust, or my creations pulse with cosmic precision. So step 1, tune your signal, babe. Step 2, build the charge. It's like using your arousal as the antenna. Use slow, spiraling breath. Use micro movements. Use sound as a carrier wave. Feel the body become the machine. Your heart as generator. Your womb or your cock as capacitator. This is bioelectric calibration. Your whole field is tuning to the signal. You are not just getting turned on, you are amplifying your intent through the grid of flesh. So the step 2, it's really about building the charge through your arousal, feeling your body, your breath, the sounds around you, being really present. And then step 3, the threshold transmission. This is the upload. Release the code. Whisper it, moan it, see it actually fractulated through light. Let climax spiral through you like lightning through a copper coil. This is not just release, it's radionic emission. The frequency is now airborne. You've broadcasted the new blueprint. And then we have step 4, sealing the field. Lie still. Be empty. This is where the code roots itself. The afterglow isn't just chemical, it's informational integration. Let the nervous system stabilize. Let the cells listen. Let the intention crystallize in science. This is the part that most people skip, but don't, because this is the quantum lock. And luckily, I've created a hypnotica erotica called Transmit the Code that is just for this ritual, using our arousal plus intention for erotic technology. And then we have the last section, segment 6, what this changes in us. The more we practice this, the more we'll notice that our desires manifest faster. Our shame starts dissolving. Our turn on feels cleaner, clearer, more electric. And we begin to trust our body as a transmission device. This is erotic sovereignty. It's not chasing climax, it's choosing it. It's not escaping reality, it's encoding it. So tonight, when your hand brushes your skin or your hips start that rhythm, ask yourself, what do I want to send? What code do I want to install? What truth am I ready to climax into reality? Because you are not just a receiver of pleasure. You are a spellcaster, a transmitter, a sensual tech priest and priestess. Your orgasm is a portal. Let it pulse with power. Let it transmit your truth. And until next time, stay turned on, tuned in, and fully in your erotic transmission. And get ready for part 3 of Sex is Tech.
Thanks for listening to today's episode of Quantumly Kinky with Veda. Stay turned on. Till next time.